guys, welcome back to my channel. It's great to have you back. It's good to be back. Today I'm going to be channeling straight from your ancestors, guides, and angels as always. I did have a specific question, but it seems to have slipped my mind, and I'm going to take that as that maybe that question isn't so necessary right now. So we're just going to tap into what is necessary for you guys to hear at this moment. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay. The back of the deck is the artist, upright. And on the other side, we have the Hierophant. Okay. What does the collective need to know right now? Spirit guides. Heartache may have led you guys to not really believe in yourself, not really believe in the endeavors that you had always imagined for yourself. Maybe you guys are on that path already, and it's not bringing you as much fulfillment as you thought, only because your heart is still healing. Your heart is still dealing with the pains of something that has yet to be processed, right? When we hang on to pain, it's not because we're incapable of healing. It's because there's something there that just hasn't been processed, that hasn't been acknowledged, that hasn't been acknowledgement is a big one. And so if your heart feels very heavy and very full of pain, know that when you meet yourself there, when you hold your own heart, it offers the same support as another person could if they were holding your heart. So realize that a lot of the comfort that you may be craving from perhaps the person that has caused this, know that you actually can give that to yourself, and to gift yourself that healing. I think that's why the Temperance comes out right next to it, because Temperance to me is a very angelic energy. It is because they're always watching. Temperance is always there. It's always at our beck and call, but we must call upon it, right? Just like angels are always watching over us. But if we don't ask them directly to come in and help us in whichever regard you need help in, they are technically not allowed to intervene. And so they are only allowed to intervene when you open that door, when you give them permission to, because they respect you, because they respect your spiritual authority as well, you know. And so, with the Knight of Pentacles explained by Temperance, you guys have also been extremely patient. Temperance also is the card of patience, and so and the Knight of Pentacles is one of the slowest moving knights, because it is something arriving in the physical world. So that's always going to be the slowest. The fastest would be the Knight of Wands, right? Just fiery energy, very quick, very inspired action kind of feeling. The Knight of Pentacles is much more stable, much more secure, an actual legitimate offer coming your way. And this is because you have been patient. You have been allowing unnecessary, I wouldn't say unnecessary, but more unaligned events. You didn't allow them to occur. And because of that, you were very much still, your energy was directed towards your best timeline still, because you weren't distracted out of it. And because of that, an offer is coming to you guys. And it's going to break you out of this mental prison that you guys might have been in. Maybe you guys weren't able to see just how fully capable you were to free yourself from your position, whichever it may be in this moment. Seems like you really want to break away from this heartache, this pain. But this pain will subside when it is met with love, when it's met with care, when it's met with acknowledgement, even just acknowledging it, really heals that sense that we're abandoned, that we're alone, that we don't have anyone that's going to come to us or for us, that we may have wanted as kids. But you're realizing now, or you will realize with this incoming opportunity, that you are completely in control with the magician. You are completely in control of your physical reality and every other aspect of your reality, not just your physical, because the magician uses every aspect of the tarot, which is wand, sword, cup, and pentacles, right? They're all up here. And with the amount that is given to the magician is able to transform any situation into whatever they desire, right? And so you're coming out of this mental fog, not really understanding that the ties are not that tight. The bound is not really there. It is of the mind. And once that is dealt with, once that is shattered, the illusion, you're going to come to realize that you are the magician and the artist of your life. You are the transmuter of all of this energy. You can turn it into whatever you want. This sword's energy can easily turn into cup energy, just with acceptance, just with that radical acceptance, right? Being like, yes, this happened to me. Yes, I accept that this happened to me. It doesn't feel good, but I understand that it did happen. Right? That radical acceptance of your situation allows you to get into a state where you can change it because you're fully aware of your situation, right? When we are in this state, when we can't see clearly what our situation is, how good are we going to be able to pinpoint it and give it what it needs when we don't even really know what that is? So the first step is to really acknowledge where that pain is coming from. Acknowledge that. Wake up, everybody. Acknowledge where that pain is coming from and realize that holding yourself to this type of pain just doesn't serve you. It doesn't help you grow. It just doesn't. Why? Because it puts you into a state of victimhood, right? Where we're like, why did this happen to me? How could this happen to me? And a lot of these times they are very valid. I think, I go through moments where that occurs for me too, where I really do want to be like, oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? But, coming from a higher perspective, one that is not bound by my own human limitations, I can see that, I needed to learn. I didn't have discernment. This is an example, but I just didn't have discernment for the right people versus the wrong people. And that lesson, that person came in and they taught me exactly everything I needed to know about discernment. And it unlocked a whole journey for me to discover the beauty of discerning between what is for me and what is not for me. Right? Imagine that shift in your own life. Imagine you're able to completely shift the tone of the story, right? Instead of saying, why did this happen to me? You're like, I understand that it happened, but I carried through, I moved past it, and I'm here where I am now because of it. And so I'm not going to look back at it with hatred or any strong energy. I'm going to meet it with acceptance and understand that that was my reality. Is it my most favorable reality to remember? Absolutely not. Is it something that I wanted to experience? No. But it happened, and I accept that it happened. Radical acceptance. That's going to take you so far, collective. And I think you guys are already in the precipice of doing this, because look at the transition, right? Going from the Hierophant, we haven't even talked about this, but the Hierophant he stays true to the beaten path. He sticks true to institutions, to what has worked and what proves to keep working, right? And in certain moments, the Hierophant is very necessary. Sometimes there are steps that are necessary in order to move past it and go to the other one. But here, you're moving away from this steadfast energy into a more fluid, a more intuitive, a more aligned version of movement, which is the artist. The artist, to me, is still moving because he has little wings on his ankles. And I know that's an ode to Greek mythology. But either way, it's showing that there's still movement, and movement is occurring in a different way. Because you've opened your eyes, you've opened your mind, and you've realized that sticking to the old story does not help you balance out. It actually irregulates you. It actually tries to trigger you back into a certain emotional state, right? Because that's safer for the body. We rely on what we know. And sometimes what we know is absolutely toxic, but we don't know that until we try something different. And then we look back and we're like, oh, that was low-key toxic for me, you know? And you guys are moving towards that. I'm seeing that this energy of being caught up in this pain is no longer going to be a thing. Because whatever's coming in is going to completely take the blindfold off of you. And it's going to help you step more into this alchemizing state where you turn your narrative around. You turn how you think about your situation around, because it starts with you, right? It starts with you. And so if you find empowerment through this journey, through what has occurred, then you are empowered. Then there was empowerment. There was a character arc. Not saying that what we go through are like plots in a movie or a book. But these are human themes that replay throughout history, throughout all human lives, I think. We all share very similar themes that we experience. And so here, you're really breaking away from that old theme of, wow, there's a lot happening to me. I don't understand. And I'm carrying through, but it's really hard. Into, wow, a lot had happened. And I'm so proud of myself for being able to handle all of that and carry through regardless of the obstacles that were in front of me. I'm extremely proud of where I am now. And even if it's not exactly where I pictured myself before, I know that I'm headed there, because the lessons I've learned through this last chapter has only aided me in becoming a closer version of my higher self. Right? Beautiful. And yeah, just have that kind of narrative shift around your life. Your life and your journey is extremely magical, and that magic can only be birthed, really released, when you allow it to actually grow within you, where you allow that pain, that suffering to actually turn into something beautiful. It all starts internally. People will not see this. People will not congratulate you. People will not acknowledge your pain unless it is shared. Right? And so Spirit's really urging you guys, share your story. Share your story in a way where there's reflection, where there's self-development, where there are achievements and milestones met, not focusing on where everything lacked. Because what left your life was meant to, collective. And I'm sorry that that last chapter was so incredibly difficult. I can feel the heaviness of it, but it is transmuting. I can feel the heaviness, but it feels like it's more of a smoky feeling rather than a solid more than like a solid rock, like the heaviness. It doesn't feel solid. It feels almost airy. It's almost dissipating. The smoke is clearing out. And that goes with the fog that we were talking about earlier, right? The fog is clearing out. So now we're able to see everything for what it is, our pain, our journey, our development, all of it. And that is what integration is, collective. That means that you have met a shadow part of you and you have fully extended your arms out to accept that part of you that you would have normally pushed away further into a dark corner. You're meeting that part of you with love now. And that is a beautiful, beautiful transition into this new chapter for you, because it really is. I keep saying in my videos, but it's true. This transitionary period has been crazy for you, and it has left you really confused because I think normally your life has gone very quickly. But now things are slowing down, and Spirit's asking you to not judge yourself by how quickly you can achieve something, but how deeply you can go within yourself during this transition period. Okay? Use this time wisely, and wisely as in pour into you. Continue that search of just more of you. There's so much, collective. What I'm seeing is that you're finally able. Okay, here we go. Here's the exact imagery I'm seeing. The fog is clearing out, and you're finally able to see this beautiful tree of wisdom, something that is completely within. There's a plethora of information available to you now, and you're able to see it. You're not deluded. You're not hiding yourself away from this calling anymore. You're really stepping into alignment. You're allowing yourself to open. You're cracking open. And if you guys have already been through an awakening, a spiritual awakening before, this is another one. But this isn't like how the last one felt, where it kind of introduced you back to your soul and you felt that really high. This one's different. This one's going to bring you back into your body, that complete soul integration. This is no longer, this is full integration. I forgot what Carl Jung said that it's called, but for me, it's just integrating your shadow and your light all together, working together, not demonizing one aspect of yourself or a couple aspects. You're accepting all of you. And when you do that, new skills are going to come to light because you're not going to deny them when they come through. You're going to fully be like, oh yeah, heck yeah. I feel this energy. I feel the strength of this power. Let me use it, because I know where I'm heading, it's only for the greater good. It's only for the greater good. Collective, you need to trust yourself in your abilities, because you cannot manifest bad for people. Your gifts, your specific gifts, you guys are healers. You guys are light workers. And so it's when you tap into that light energy and with intention that you can do really good things for humanity. But when you're low, light energy is pouring into you. You are not doing that outward. You're not doing that process. You're not the one throwing out negative energy when you're feeling negative. I think you guys have learned to protect yourself when you are feeling low. And so when you are low, understand that light energy that you normally give out is being given to you. Right? So you're never really emitting a lower energetic vibration that would harm others. And if you do, collective, you catch it so quick and you check yourself so quickly. I feel like you understand your power so strongly that you don't even play when it comes to negative talk, when it comes to talking about others in a negative way. You don't play about that because you understand just how impactful that is, right? And so do not worry if you're low and you want to do energetic work. Know that that energy is going to be just more poured into you because Spirit's helping you too. That's what they're here for. And yeah, ask them for help, okay? You guys might not like to ask for help, but here they're just saying, like, at least just once a day, say like, angels, please help me with whatever is burdening my mind. Angels, please help me with whatever is heavy on my heart. Angels, please help me with pain in my physical body. Right? We can ask all those things, and they love us, so they will help us. They will never deny us help when we ask. That is the beautiful thing about angels. All right, so that is all I have for you, collective. If you guys enjoy this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you like the way I read, go ahead and subscribe to get more readings like this. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.